Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. Ava had a way of turning every disagreement into a stage show. She never needed to shout. Her self-assurance alone was enough to dominate a space, to make everyone else feel smaller without her lifting a finger. But the night she paused in the doorway, heels dangling from her hand, glitter still clinging to her eyelids, and casually said, "If you don't like it, then divorce me," something inside me stopped cold. She didn't wait to see how it landed. She threw the words like bait, confident I'd react the way I always did: plead, apologize, fold. Music spilled from her phone as she smoothed her hair in the mirror, humming as if we weren't standing on the edge of something fragile and dangerous. All I had asked was where she was going so late, dressed like she belonged on a club poster. We hadn't really talked in days. She'd been distant, more than usual, and every night came with the same explanation: she needed space. She'd returned smelling of smoke, heavy perfume, and laughter that didn't belong to me. But tonight, instead of an excuse, she gave me a smirk and poured fuel onto what little was left of us. "I'm going out. Don't wait up." I should have argued. I should have told her how her indifference had been hollowing me out. I should have fought for us, or at least for myself. But I didn't. I just watched as she slipped on her heels, her reflection deliberately avoiding mine. "Ava," I said at last, my voice steady despite everything. "Is this really what you want?" She turned slowly, irritation written all over her face. "Liam, I'm exhausted by your questions. If you can't deal with my life, you know where the door is." She was waiting for an outburst. For desperation. For fear. What she wasn't prepared for was my silence. Something had shifted. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't confused or wounded. I was tired of pretending everything was fine. That seemed to bother her more than any argument ever had. She snatched her clutch, rolled her eyes, and headed for the door, ready to vanish into the night, ready to live like she wasn't married in any way that counted. But she wasn't alone. Her best friend Mia had arrived early to pick her up. She stood just behind Ava, completely still, staring at me with an expression that didn't fit a night out: concern, guilt, hesitation. Ava opened the door without a second thought. Mia didn't move. Instead, she lingered, her gaze fixed on me, like she was holding something she wasn't sure she should release. Mia shifted nervously, clearly wrestling with herself. Ava laughed lightly, brushing past her as if she were invisible. "Come on, Mia. I don't want to be late," she said, checking her reflection one last time. I kept watching Mia. Her hands fidgeted around her phone. She looked torn, like someone standing on the edge of a confession. Finally she spoke. Her voice was quiet, unsteady. "Liam, she shouldn't treat you this way." Ava stiffened just for a second. The crack was brief, but I saw it. "Mia, don't start," she snapped, the sharpness in her voice betraying her calm act. My heart was still pounding, but now it wasn't just about Ava. It was about the truth. Mia stepped closer. "She's crossing boundaries. You don't have to put up with this." Ava laughed again, but it sounded strained, forced. "You're exaggerating. He's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine." Mia didn't budge. She looked straight at me and whispered, "I saw the message she sent earlier. She's lying. This isn't just a girl's night." The hallway felt like it closed in on me. I didn't need details. I understood enough. Ava turned sharply toward the door, heels striking the floor. "Mia, let's go. Don't make this awkward." Mia stayed where she was, her eyes locked on Ava's carefully built facade. And that's when I felt it, something finally letting go inside me. For months, I'd walked on eggshells, ignored the distance, convinced myself her words didn't hurt. But not tonight. I inhaled slowly, surprised by how calm I felt. "Go," I said softly. "Have your night." She froze. She hadn't expected peace. She hadn't expected certainty. She hadn't expected me to let her go without a fight. For a moment, her confidence wavered. I could see the questions flicker across her face. Does he care? Did I push too far? Mia gave me a small nod, almost invisible. She understood. She knew I finally did too. Ava spun back toward me, trying to regain control. "You think acting calm makes you better?" I shook my head. "No. It doesn't change what's already happened. But it does change what happens next." She opened her mouth to argue, then stopped. The silence that followed was heavy, unfamiliar. She wasn't used to this version of me, the one who wasn't bending. Mia stepped forward. "If you cared about him, Ava, you wouldn't have sent that message. You wouldn't treat your marriage like it's optional." Ava's grip tightened around her purse. "This doesn't concern you," she said, but her voice trembled. I stepped closer, measured and calm. "It concerns me. This is my marriage. And tonight, I finally see how little it's mattered to you, And how little you think of me. For a second she looked smaller. Not broken, not defeated, but exposed. Ava's phone buzzed. She glanced at it, then straightened, pulling her composure back into place. But it wasn't the same anymore. Go, I said quietly. Enjoy your night. Just don't expect me to wait around while you decide when our marriage is convenient. She hesitated, then walked out, heels echoing louder than before. The room felt different once the door closed. Mia stayed behind, watching the empty doorway before turning to me. She's gone, she said softly. But things won't be the same when she comes back. For the first time in months I felt calm. Not because she left, but because I didn't chase her. I didn't beg. I didn't lose myself. That night I kept my dignity. And that was enough. Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers.